weeks ago, somebody came and bought Dad's Jeep. Our plan was to build one of the nastiest LJs out there. One of our good friends decided to post his Jeep up for part out, which had just a massive amount of freaking awesome parts. Long story short, we got a hold of him, told him that we wanted the whole entire thing.
When we picked this puppy up, it had a couple of problems that we were hoping would be like best case scenario fixes. Well, none of them were. So we've spent a couple of months rounding up a bunch of the parts that we need to get this thing working again.
Finally, we are able to put some time in on this Jeep, and I am stoked.
Since we've had this thing, we took the grocery getter nittos off and put some real man tires on it. These are 43-inch TSL SX stickies, just like we're running on literally everything else around here. We did a new PSC power steering pump because the one that was in it when we got it whined really bad. Well, the new one whines still.
Get out of here.
Yeah, can you believe that? It's almost like we just did that with the mini truck.
So the biggest holdup we've had with this Jeep has been the rear axle. When we bought it, it was popping and clicking. We knew there were problems with it, but we didn't know how far those problems were gonna go. So one night, Dad and I pulled it in, we pulled the axle shafts out, and the big old 40 spline shaft was literally stripped. And we were like, holy crap, that's impressive. So all we need is an axle shaft. This is awesome. Then we pulled the third member out, and the whole ARB was grenaded. It was shot. So we're like, all right, you know, that sucks. We'll get another ARB. So we got another ARB here. Went to set it up, and the gears were shot too. So we're like, you know what? We got to do it. We ordered a set of gears, got the gears in. Everything was good. Got the new axle shaft. We were going to put it in, and we found that the rear housing was bent. So literally that popping and clicking was the whole axle being shot. So we're finally to the point we have all the parts, and that's what we're gonna dig into.
Oh, look at that. Well, there goes me and Mom's retirement. I can't believe how light that is compared to everything we're used to. You ain't doing that with the Super Duty. So this whole third member is basically brand new. That's what we thought the original problem was. So we're new gears, new locker, new bearings, new seals. Everything is pretty much brand new. Got it all put together and threw it back in the axle, and that's when we found out it was bent. So now we got to take all this stuff apart, pull all this stuff back out, and swap everything that's here onto the new axle housing. So we're going to be good to go.
So we're just getting everything off of this axle so we can pull it out, and then we've got to put all of the brake parts on that axle, all of the third member stuff in that axle, and then we actually have to take and weld new link mounts, upper link mounts, shock tabs, and everything to the new axle before it can go in. So we're just trying to pop this one out.
Look how cool that is.
Those are so cool. was quick. What'd that take? 20 minutes?
Pretty quick.
You got the right son working with you to get this thing done quick.
You ain't kidding.
So the sick thing about these axles is actually a big reason of why we wanted to buy this Jeep. These axles are from Fusion. They're called Profab 10s, and the housing with nothing in it is like, I mean, that's gotta be less than 100 pounds, which is like way, way lighter than a normal axle. They're also really high clearance too. Like, there's just a lot of pluses with these axles. Essentially what happened to the old one was through abuse, this housing bent in like this. So the center section was bent towards the Jeep. I don't even really know how that's possible. Normally they bend like down, like if you jump it, there's a lot of pressure down. You would think that it would have bent the other way, but that's how it's bent. And it was bent bad enough that we couldn't even get the axle shaft on the hub. Like, they wouldn't even line up. Bending these axles is like fairly typical in the race world, so some people straighten them. That we've been told you ought to try and straighten it, but none of us are really smart enough to do that. So that's why we got a fresh new housing to throw in this Jeep, so we're just good to go.
All right, we got all of the lower links and upper links tacked in place. So we're gonna put it under the Jeep, make sure all the geometry and the brackets work, because normally we would weld everything out and it'd be wrong. So once these are on, we're gonna weld shock tabs in, and it's gonna be close.
That's kind of nuts to see you guys just pick a rear end up like that.
It's really not that heavy. It might look like we were trying really hard, but we weren't.
It looks like this housing's straight, so that's good. Oh, looks like the links all work. That's good.
Well, the links never came off, so of course they work.
The links have always worked great.
Oh. Dad, these guys are being mean to me.
Well, you gotta ask the right questions.
All right, we welded shock mounts, limit strap tabs, bump pads, sway bar mounts, tie down points, and then we painted it, and then we put it in, and then we put tires on it, and now we loaded it. And this morning we're headed out to Sand Hollow for Trail Hero 2024, along with the Mini Wrecker, my Jeep, Alex's Jeep, the Wake Setter, everything we dang near got is on its way down there.
This is absolutely our favorite trip of the whole entire year.
It only seems right to talk about unresponsible financial decisions while everything we've ever worked for is right here. And the reason we're talking about finances is because today's sponsor, PDS Debt. If you've got $10,000 or more in eligible debt, PDS Debt has the right program for you.
Whatever it may be, collections, medical bills, credit cards, personal loans, PDS Debt can tailor a plan for your financial situation.
If it feels like you're paying your payments but your balance isn't going down, this is exactly made for you.
Being broke sucks, and being in debt's even worse. PDS Debt is definitely worth checking out.
Even if you're pretty financially responsible, it's super easy to get into debt, and even easier to stay in it. But right now, PDS Debt is offering a free debt analysis, and it only takes 30 seconds. Stop waiting and start saving. Go to pdsdebt.com/PeckBrothers, or the link is in the description. That's pdsdebt.com/PeckBrothers. Thank you so much, PDS Debt, for supporting our channel and sponsoring today's video. All right, we got down here to St. George and started filming the video with Dad's Jeep, and we got one clip in. Oh! After that clip, we couldn't get it into 4-low, so we spent like hours trying to mess with the cable shifters and get them to work. Found out that one of the cables is stretched, so we brought it over here to the guys at Dixie 4-Wheel Drive, and they totally took care of it and fixed the whole thing and adjusted it all so it shifts like butter and it actually works now. So we're just here picking it up. Huge shout out to the guys at Dixie 4-Wheel Drive. They are freaking the bomb. Every time we're down here and we have problems, that's usually who we call.
That was the old one.
Oh my gosh, is that burnt?
Look at the backside.
Freaking fried.
Are you sure this wouldn't shift right?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Well, there's a new one in there now.
All right, we are there. We had one last thing that we did. We threw a brand new set of the new KC Gravity LED Pros in this thing, and it looks beautiful. Well, I mean, minus the body damage. But the grill looks better. These things are 10 times brighter than the piece of junk Amazon ones that were in here, and they're actually DOT approved, so we're not gonna end up in jail. But this Jeep is 100% ready for us to go find out what it's made of, see how long we can hold it together before we break it, see if Dad remembers how to drive, and see if all of that work that we did was actually worth it.
That didn't last long.
What did we get? 500 yards?
That was further than we got the last time, though, yesterday.
Well, it just all of a sudden started not letting me give it the beans, and got up here to let you guys know that it was doing that, and now it doesn't want to budge at all, forward or reverse.
Well, Dad's Jeep's done already.
I had the drone out. The drone didn't even run out of battery yet, and we're already here.
And it's a brand new drone.
I know.
We were ready for that shot, Dad, and you blow your transmission.
Well, you guys had me hot rodding it. I probably wouldn't have pushed it that hard.
You were going like 25.
I was gonna say, I would hope it takes more than that. On the bright side here, I think there's gotta be at least 2 or 3 super cool shots, like in that little sequence before this happened.
About 3 days of work equals about 3 minutes of fun in our world when you're Jeeping.
Alright, see if that did anything.
Oh yeah.
Hey!
Hey! Hold on.
Forward and reverse.
You're telling me the light that lights up park reverse neutral drive being unplugged will lose your gears?
Wow.
Nothing makes you want to smack an engineer quite like something like that.
Well, that was just a small technical difficulty. We're back on the road.
With it being 5 months expired, I do have a citation for you. Typically anything over the 3 months, the DMV says could be impounded.
So how much is it?
It's up to the court. I don't know. Every court has a little bit different bail schedule for different things. So any questions on that?
I appreciate you being cool.
Yep, no worries. Good. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Uh-oh. What happened?
It's not my day today.
It's not anybody's day.
I got pulled over, 1, and 2, then my Jeep just shut off. I'm like, wow, that's the first kind of real problem I've had with this thing. And I come out here, my breaker's tripped. I'm like, well, that's not good, but it also saved the fire. So I trip it back in, turn the key, and it trips it again. And our friends from Tennessee showed up, and found that my power wire that goes to my starter was hitting the header, and it got too hot and it was arcing. So we pulled it away, and now it's fine. We just got to keep it away now.
You need zip ties?
Yeah, and maybe electrical tape.
They're in the mini truck that we don't have.
Did you bring anything?
I brought a smile.
Where is it? I could use one.
Share that with Alex, would you?
You know what, Cave? You gotta just go. Keep filming. I'll do this because the video must go on.
It must.
Alex, just next time build your Jeep better so we don't have to deal with this stuff.
It kind of keeps things interesting. You can't have, you know, a rig that runs all the time.
Yeah, what's the fun of that? We got a little sister with us today too.
Hello.
What do you think of Dad's new Jeep?
I love it. And honestly, if we keep breaking down, I'm just happy to be out here.
We're lucky to have her out here. It ain't easy to get her out here for everybody who asks to see her on the channel more. It's not us, man. We'd have her on every single week.
It looks like our ugly brother made it. Well, you're back up and running.
We're back. I don't want to speak too soon because the day's not over, but we're in good shape.
All right, this is most of the reason why we're here. Dad's Jeep, his old Jeep, never went up this, and I'm pretty sure Dad himself has never been up this obstacle because it's freaking terrifying. I've been up it before, and I don't want to go up it.
That's why we came. And if I wait any longer, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So let's get it over with.
I had to push Caleb and Alex for like an hour last time to get them to go up it, and guess what? They both did. They both made it, and they both did great. Usually Dad's the one to say, "No, I'm good. Nope, just you guys go have fun. I'm going to stay down here and watch."
You must be feeling pretty good in this thing. Like, I'm kind of stoked you're going to do it.
I got to push myself. I'm never going to be younger than I am right now. And it's time to do it.
dang fun to see Dad do that.
Dude, I'm so proud of Dad. I can't believe he did that. I didn't know if he'd ever go up that.
He definitely talked himself into it with his new Jeep. I think he's comfortable. It's got power. It's reliable for the most part, and he had faith in it, and I'm glad he did it.
Yeah.
You gotta have some pretty serious confidence in your rig and confidence as a driver to do that. I honestly, I thought he might try it, but I also kind of thought there's a chance he might get here and be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Especially with his transmission unlocking and doing the things that it did earlier.
That's a good point.
That's impressive. You did it.
I finally,
Holy crap.
finally got that one out of my way.
I can't believe it.
That felt good. I gotta just thank my boys, man. Without them, you guys, this wouldn't be here. I couldn't have done this all myself, and the pushing me to do things that are tough and to challenge me, it made my day today. So thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate everything you do for me.
And when it comes down to it, that is exactly why we do all of this. The channel, the Jeeps, the merch, everything we do, this whole lifestyle, it all revolves around our family. Thank you so much for everybody watching. We'll see you guys next week.